Hello everyone, my name is Carol May Coleman Nelson and I am an author of children's books. I would like to welcome parents, children, teachers and staff to my author's reading session today from Dolly May and the Magical Enchanted Garden, which is the first of my children's book. Before I begin this story, I'm going to be reading to you, I'll tell you a little bit of what the story is all about. Dolly May is an inquisitive and bright little girl. She lives at the top of Mount Olive in the beautiful island of Jamaica with her Grandma Magi. Dolly and her friends love to play in Grandma's Magi mystical garden. Grandma Magi has the best games, and with her help, she encourages them to dream big and achieve all that they can desire. Through teaching them about the achievements of positive role models of the past, she shows them that they too can become anything they want to be, from becoming a deep sea diver to an astronaut. There is no limit to their imagination. And so the story will begin with the magic of Mount Olive. Mount Olive is situated in a mystical mountain range of gingerage on the island of Jamaica. Mount Olive is surrounded by undulating hills and a magnificent flamboyant backdrop. And every day a gentle morning breeze wafts by. If you look carefully, you can see Mount Olive glowing in the morning sun. The mountain has always been covered in luscious leafy vegetation, fruit trees, and verdant pastures. It is home to goats, cows, donkeys, and horses who graze on the plentiful morning dew. Surrounding it is a gentle flowing river, shimmering streams, and plenty of fish to feed the kids. Legend has it, mermaids live there too. It was a playful place for fathers and their sons to fish, while the little girls liked to play happily, catching tadpoles and throwing stones. And now let me show you this beautiful picture of the top of the mountain. Can you see the big, beautiful big horses, the long flowing river which is flowing through the mountain, and all the animals that are grazing on the beautiful, luscious green grass. You got some big horses there, donkey, chickens. And then you've got the father with his big smile, and he's fishing in the river. And I wonder who that little girl is in the river. I think it could be Dolly. And beside her, you've got some chickens. And then we want to go across to the river. You can see another father who's fishing with his fishing there. Looks as though he's having a good time. And then you have some goats, and they're just looking on, aren't they? Watching the fathers fishing in the river. We have some beautiful daisies all in the grass, and you can see this big beautiful cow, and behind him are some more beautiful cows. I think those two again are donkeys, and as you can see at the back of the mountain we have all these flamboyant bamboo right here in the backdrop. They go right across the mountain, right across to the other side of the mountain. But the best part of Mount Olive, that it was home to Grandma Magi's magnificent and beautiful garden that was full of magic and mystery to Dolly and her friends. You could always hear the twittering and the humming wings of the magical doctor birds and stripy bees amongst the flowers on the trees, working hard in the rising sun. Grandma Magi looked after the land and its verdant pastures with bounteous and plentiful crops rich in ackee and avocado, rose and star apples, bananas and breadfruit, cashews and coconuts, mangoes and naseberries. Magi's magical garden was just like her. It held a sense of magical beauty and wonder which spanned around the house, and the local villagers loved to come and visit. Sometimes Magi allowed Dolly to lend a hand picking fruits and vegetables. Magi made her world and their world one. And so um, I'm going to show you now here on the front cover. This is what an ackee tree looks like. Can you see these big beautiful red pods, and they have some big bright dazzling back seeds in the center of these pods, and surrounding them is this beautiful yellow flesh that can be eaten and makes into a beautiful vegetable dish. Over here in this country, in the Western world, we cannot get these type of fruits, but because they can only grow in the very, very hot climate. But your parents, we can get them all to buy in the supermarket in the tins, and when they are cooked, they taste a little bit, funnily enough, like scrambled eggs, quite delicious. And so I would just like to introduce to you some of those fruits and vegetables that comes from the very, very hot countries, like places like Jamaica. And here we have the beautiful coconut. And can you see it has two eyes, doesn't it? It looks like a face and a mouth. And it's around it, it's have all these straw bits. It looks like a bit of hair, doesn't it, have the top of its head? But inside this coconut this is called the outer shell. And when your parents crack it open, inside is a beautiful flesh that can be eaten, and it sometimes has water inside of it too that is very refreshing to drink. So this one is called the coconut, which can only grow in the very hot countries like Jamaica and other parts of the hot climates. We next have the beautiful bananas but again, all these fruits can only be grown in the very hot countries. Over here, your parents can buy these. These are lovely in your pack lunches for breakfast or with desserts, with custards, or they can be baked also in the oven. You can have them in your pack lunches too. The next one, here we have this beautiful mango. Again, your parents get them from the supermarket, they wash them, and then they take off the thick outer peel, and inside is a beautiful yellow flesh that can be you can eat as a dessert or with breakfast with your cereal, or can be added to your pack lunches. Next one we have, this one is this big yellow one is called the pawpaw. And again, all these fruits are grown in very, very hot countries. This one also, again, you have to wash and peel the outer skin, and inside is a beautiful orange yellow flesh. And again, you can add it to your breakfast cereal, you can have it with puddings, desserts, take on a picnic, or taken for your packed lunch. We have this very big one here. This one is called a pineapple. And again, this has this very rough outer edge. And again, the parent has to take off the outer edge with a knife. And inside the outer edge here, there's beautiful yellow flesh of fruit, which can be eaten in your cereal, breakfast, lunch, or for dessert. We have here the avocado. And this one is very, very unusual. Well, outside this very, very rough peel, inside, when the peel is removed, you have this beautiful green flesh, which is delicious in salads or with toast. You can also have them for your packed lunches, or you can have them for dinner as well. For those of you who are not allergic to nuts, these nuts here are called the cashew nuts. Again, they can only be grown in very, very hot countries, and they are delicious for snacks as well and can be eaten anytime. However, if you are allergic, you obviously cannot eat them. But for those of you that are not allergic, again, these can be bought. All these fruits and vegetables can be bought, and you can try them in the supermarkets. Finally, I have a couple. These are grown over here in England. This one is called the cucumber. This one is grown over here in the summer, and it's a vegetable that we can use, that you can eat in salads. It's quite watery as well. And we have another one that is grown here, and this one is called the corn, and it's known as the corn and the cob. But when your parents cook them for you, they can take off these seeds here and then add them to your salads. Thank you for listening to the story, and I hope you enjoy as I move on to the second part of the story. Thank you.